So now we need to head over to animation graph, where we will actually play the animations based on the speed. So first of all, we can create something called state machine. So let's right click and search for state machine. And we can call this SM for state machine underscore locomotion. So state machine basically is like a graph where we can apply different animations and we can do transitions between these animations, just like that. But we will go here in a second. We need to go back to our animation graph. So let's just click here. So now we can just connect this state machine to our output and let's open up this animation. Let's compile. And here we can grab this input and we can just create a state. The first state that we want to end up in is idle. So we are going straight to this idle state if we're not doing anything. And if we open this state, we can connect our idle animation. So we can search for idle, and here we have this idle is the regular one, and this is the mutant animation that we want to use. So we can just grab it here and plug it right to the output. Now, if we compile, you can see this animation is actually playing, but there is a little issue because this animation stops. Whenever the animation plays, you can see if I compile, this animation is playing, okay, everything is working great, but now it stops and our monster is not moving and it just doesn't look good. So what we can do with this is if we select this mutant breathing idle, in the details panel, we can scroll down and make sure that this animation is set to loop. And now if we compile, this animation will just play infinitely. It will repeat itself just like that. So it never stops, and this animation, he is actually breathing, and it looks really nice. So we can go back to this state machine locomotion, and we can grab this idle and move to the right. And here we can create a new state for movement. And why we're not creating state for walking? Because we will take care of walking and running in this movement using something called blend space. But we will do that in the next video, because now I want to show you the transitions between idle and movement. So we're not adding anything to this movement yet. We will do that in the next video, but now let's see the transitions. So there is a transition, and if you double click on that, you can see we have this boolean. So if this boolean will be true, it will go to the movement state. So we can just grab our speed variable and we can see if the speed is greater than 3, for example. And when we plug this to result, if we hit compile, this will transition from idle to movement whenever the speed is greater than 3. So whenever the monster moves, he will just transition to the movement state. And to go back from the movement state, we can create another transition from movement to idle. And if we open this transition, we can do the same thing but in opposite. So whenever the speed is less than 3, we can connect this as a transition output. So now, whenever the speed is greater than 3, we will go to movement state, but when it drops down to 0, so it's less than 3, it will go back to idle.